Good evening. Welcome back to Hellhound's Late Night Spook Show here on the Horror and Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and hope everybody's having a great Valentine's Day. I'm having a really good one myself. Last night was awesome, and today's been really awesome so far too. So I figured it would be just right for the occasion to go ahead and do a re-review of the original My Bloody Valentine from 1981, directed by George Mihalka. This is one of the first movies I ever reviewed on this channel, and I sent that video to private, and I'm going to redo it right now, because my previous video kind of sucked. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right to it. Yeah, the original My Bloody Valentine, one of my favorite 80s slasher flicks. So, what's it about? 20 years ago, the town of Valentine Bluffs, a group of miners were trapped underground due to the negligence of two supervisors who were in a hurry to get to a Valentine's Day party. The only survivor was Harry Warden, who killed the others and resorted to cannibalism in order to survive. Harry was declared legally insane and sent to an institution, but escaped a year later on Valentine's Day. Donning a miner suit and gear, he murdered the two supervisors responsible for his confinement, placing their hearts in candy boxes. And so he warned the town to never have another Valentine's Day celebration, or he would come back to exact his revenge once again. He was taken back into custody and was never heard from for the next 20 years. So, cut to present day, February 12, 1981, and the town has decided to ignore Harry Warden's threats and warnings from 2 decades ago and have a celebration anyway. Meanwhile, someone wearing a mining suit has begun killing off locals one by one with a pickaxe and placing their hearts in candy boxes. Has Harry Warden returned to finish what he started? This has always been one of my favorite slasher movies from the glorious 80s, and one of the things that sets it apart from some of the others is the in-depth characterization of the leads. Paul Kelman as TJ, Neil Affleck as Axel, and Lori Haley as Sarah all do very well, and the love triangle between them made for an engaging watch. All the players here were very believable, although of course there were a few groan-inducing, cringy stock characters. Of course, in talking about the necessitous token fat guy and the typical impetuous prankster, you know, common 80s tropes. Not to mention the ditzy airhead who whines just a little too much. Yeah, these annoying stereotypes grated my nerves a little bit, but it did make it all the more rewarding when they met their demise at the hands of the miner. And yes, there are plenty of moments where somebody makes a really stupid decision and were clearly thrown in just to move the plot along. You know, some really weird choices. And yeah, but these sort of cliches are fairly common in horror during this time and aren't too much of a detraction. I think this movie has way more pros than cons, and all the good stuff more than balances out its flaws. But it's no doubt that the best thing about this film is the killer himself. A deranged miner with a pickaxe who breathes heavily and shines his light into his victims' eyes before offing them and then stuffing their disembodied hearts in chocolate boxes is a fantastic idea for a slasher villain. And the sumptuous backstory he was given is quite intriguing as well. It gives the movie a really engrossing urban legend or folktale type of feel. I also love the claustrophobic setting of the rustic mining town and the final act, which takes place underground, making for some very suspenseful and creepy moments. And I still think that perhaps the most spine-chilling moment is the woman's body popping out of the dryer. Wow. And also, yeah, like I said, the climactic chase scene with the minecart is very exciting, too. This film has some truly brutal kills and opulent gore, too. Unfortunately, most of it was cut by the MPAA, but luckily it was restored in the uncensored special edition DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, but those restored scenes have very low quality in the DVD because I guess the original negative that they were transferred from the original print wasn't remastered as well as the rest, so, but, hey, I'll take it. And yeah, the twist at the end is a little inauspicious and doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you really think about it, and rewatching the movie doesn't really make it seem any more believable. Although they do explain it, but I don't know. I won't give it away, but you'll see what I mean when you watch it. Let's just say this particular individual must have had, like, some sort of schizophrenia or something, because his behavior throughout the movie sort of contradicts their supposedly abiding motivations. But, whatever. It works. It fits. You know, it's not the worst twist I've ever seen. But again, if I go into any more detail, I'll totally spoil it. But anyway, just in case you haven't seen it, you know. Also, there's another character who happens to know an important point, which is a key element to the plot, but somehow nobody else knows, even those who have direct involvement. Pretty unlikely. All in all, this is a terrific slasher film with some palatial kills, an engaging mystery element, a riveting climax, competent pacing, solid scares, tense stalking scenes, ideal locations that are perfect for building a sense of uneasy fear, creepy atmosphere, stellar gore in the uncensored cut, and an exquisite villain. I also love that song that plays during the end credits. It's called The Ballad of Harry Warden by Paul Zaza, who did the score. He did the soundtrack, he did that song, and it's just so beautifully haunting that I used to rewind my VHS over and over back in the day just to listen to it some more. My Bloody Valentine is definitely worth checking out if you're a horror fan, but just make sure that you watch the uncut edition. The 2009 version is very good too, My Bloody Valentine 3D. It's definitely one of my favorite remakes, and I just had a blast watching this in the theater. It was just like a very exciting, thrilling roller coaster ride, and yeah, just a lot of fun. Highly amusing. It's very gory, and it has some serious balls. It really, you know, pushed the envelope for such a mainstream horror film, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. So definitely check out the remake as well. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed my review of the original My Bloody Valentine. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. And if you'll excuse me, I have some unfinished business to get to upstairs. Happy Valentine's Day from your old pal Hellhound here at the Horror and Metal channel. Until next time, later.